Of course. And it's a pleasure to be here because it was a great experience. So I began because I was looking for a parasite protocol. And then as I was looking through the protocols, everything seemed to have, but you should also do this detox or that, or take this. So it starts to get very, very, very detailed. And my background is in integrative, regenerative, and Chinese medicine. So when I learned about ZenCleanz, I started to look at the reviews and the process and how it worked. And I spoke with the founder, and I really went deep into it. And I went, wait, even if this isn't targeting the parasites directly right on, this comes first and should come first for almost any approach to any illness, to any detox, for everything as a foundation of life. So I tried it, and I tried the rainbow, and that was back in a few months ago now, and it was absolutely amazing. And the part I really loved was, one, the technical side where you're actually seeing what's coming out of your own body, right? And the specificity of that, because you cannot get that on lab tests. That's very hard. It costs a lot of money to get that kind of information. So clinically, I was in heaven. For my clients, I knew what this would mean. So I was getting very excited. Going through the process emotionally, was also very beautiful because I was prepared. And my background is also in somatic healing and a lot of trauma healing work, and just being able to go deep into the emotional side when it comes up. And so when it did come up, which I was actually really, it was right on point. It really did match, your own life needs that needed to come up. It didn't push further. It definitely didn't push me into realms I wasn't comfortable going in emotionally. And it supported beautifully. Every time I took one of the detox supplements and took something, I felt just this ease, and I could go through the process, and I knew what was happening, and I could just lean into it. And everything tasted really good as well, so that helped. And then towards the end, then I had the liver cleanse, and that was absolutely beautiful because they invite you to lay on your right side and just lovingly hold your liver. And in Chinese medicine, I know this, it's the number one thing we're treating is liver qi, frustration and stagnation and fire in the liver. And it's all, our society is so geared up to stress us out and make us very unhappy and often frustrated and angry. So that was probably the most beautiful part, because I lay down and I just went, I don't want to hurt my liver anymore. I want to treat myself better. I want to be, very loving towards my liver. It was just an immediate natural reaction. No, it's, this, we don't want to treat our livers like this. Whether it's what we do directly or the toxins, we don't want to do this to ourselves. So yeah, it was, very nice, very beautiful symbiosis, very beautiful release, very clinically incredible, just incredible. And I can see now how some of the colonic experts were saying it would replace 10 to 20 colonics. I can see that. I think it's much more like 20. And so it's been amazing. And I said, if you do the rainbow and you are glowing and shining and your face is the complexion is just shining afterwards, and your eyes are brighter and you're more alert. That was the crazy thing. Afterwards, I just had this incredible desire to work. I was just on. I was so happy. I couldn't, it was just a natural will, which, when you're going through something big, is incredibly important in illness and life. I'm putting my clients who come to me for stress. So I do a lot of stress healing and stress repatterning the nervous system. And I'm putting them on it now because it's just so good. It's unfair, if the liver's, full of toxin, how can we ask ourselves to not be stressed, to not to if we feel bad, there's also a physical reason there. Like, yes, our choices that led up to that liver being congested and what's happening in the world, but on another level, it's like, unless you're really good at energy healing, that is very difficult to detoxify by yourself. Right? Yeah, I mean, right away, the mucoid plaque. I mean, that's really hard to get out, and it's not well known just how much it blocks the system. So I have a lot of respect that it starts with that. I think it might shock a lot of people first, but there's other ways to ease into it, from what I understand as well. But yeah, the mucoid plaque was impressive, and it was just I think, I mean, I'm going to be viewing this a bit differently as well because I'm a medical professional, and I went to medical school for 2 years. So it's seeing this level of um, real kind of clinical excellence in how you do something is astounding. From how you take it, the protocol, everything's designed, everything's laid out, it's extremely clear. There's 24/7 support. It's ridiculous how much support there is. It's absolutely beautiful. And then the output being contained in the sac that is the product, so that it comes out nicely, right? I mean, come on, right? Um, and then having a process for analyzing that, right? And then even those things being contained. So yeah, the mucoid plaque, and then that was the main thing. And then I think from a Chinese medicine perspective, seeing the dampness come out, that was brilliant. I mean, we talk about it, right? And in Chinese medicine, to excrete that, you might be warming it up. If there's no heat around, you'll be trying to dissolve it essentially, right? Or move it, or use the electromagnetic potential of the fascia and qigong to really, wring it out almost, but melt it down, right? You don't poop it out, right? So seeing it in the representation form in the product that you excrete with ZenCleanz, oh, that was genius. I thought that was brilliant. So yeah, and then being able to see other things for other clients and seeing how they, what comes out for them, I think that was wonderful. So no, the mucoid plaque was the most. The dampness obviously was the overlaying, and then once that came out, then the mucoid plaque, and then it was kind of releases, but not too much. I would say it was like just needing to keep releasing. And then and the lesson there was absolutely beautiful because I'd get very tired, and then I'd need to sleep, and things weren't like happening so fast. I was like a day after with the mucoid plaque, so it was the day after the cleanse that it came out. It wasn't on the cleanse day, even the day after that, 2 days later. And so what I realized was when I slept, it was around 1, 2, 3 p.m. When I got really tired and slept, I would wake up and need to then have a release. It was like clock. And so I realized, I was like, when you're tired, you must sleep. It's totally counterintuitive to the West, right? And then it was the day after the liver cleanse, like one full day later. So the night, one day, nothing, and then the next day. And that was amazing. That was amazing as well. So I had 2 small gallstones. I think that was it. And lots of toxin. So that was alarming, seeing that amount of toxin. I think that's, for someone that likes to keep quite clean and healthy and everything, it was like, wow, that's needed. Like, everybody needs to do this, whether you have an illness or you have something else. everybody needs to be doing this because of the amount of toxin that's in the environment. Yeah. And then what I do want to jump in and say is 2.5 months ago, I had quite a serious accident, and I had severe grade deep wounds, two very big ones. And I was trying to figure out what to do. I it was a very big moment because people who I thought would be there for me, key people in my world that have always been in my world, were just not there. Like, and so I was going through the reality of what I lived as a child um, during an extremely serious event and having to deal with it. So I moved myself off and I went and got hyperbaric, and I just set up my own treatment, and I said, okay, we have to focus. We have to get better. We have to step that, and you have to stop to prioritize. Now I had some of the enzymes in my bag, but I was saving them because I was like, I'm dead right now. Like, I just need food, and I'm going to use them when I'm a bit better, and then I can really apply myself and everything. And then I started running out of food because it was difficult to get food because I was so injured. And I was in Switzerland, you can't get delivery easily at all. So I started to kind of get to the point where I better take whatever is in my suitcase because I'm going to be very deficient soon, right? And so I was taking, and I had like some miso soup and some, a little bit of rice and like whatever I could. But it was so hard to get food, full stop. It was hard to cook it. And so I tried to eat, right? I just tried to eat whatever I could. So I wasn't like not eating. It was just very difficult. And I wasn't getting any energy. I was totally flat. It was so hard to walk on my crutches. It was just physically everything hurt. I had bruised ribs. I had a a lot of shoulder pain. I had a big forearm gash, and then I had knee open wound and foot open wounds. Um, so all on my right side, and so it was so difficult to walk just on the crutches. The day I took the enzymes and then I followed the little protocol I made, right? And I made with your team, who were amazing. And once I started doing that, and all I'd taken was the black vacuum and quantum particles and the Zen Flow liquid, the protein, and just taking the black vacuum and the quantum particles, that morning I got out of the hyperbaric, and for the first time I actually had strength when I pushed off my crutches. Like, and when you're down like that, to have that kind of energy, I was just floored. And then I took the protein powder and the Jing tablets, and it just continued. And I never looked back after that. And I literally, like, ZenCleanz was what made the difference between me being able to function again, right? The energy it gave me, right? The hyperbaric was helping the wounds and laying platform, really giving me foundation again, giving me nice basis. But that I can get up and do this, that was ZenCleanz. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you with all my heart. You guys are amazing. And it's not spores
Yeah.
either. Parasites. Well, what's going on there, right? What else is happening? What's attracting them? What's keeping them there, right? You really have to clean the environment, your body internal foundational environment up, right? And then maybe you can target a little bit, right? Target a bit, then cleanse again, right? And then see where you're at. And now with my clients and patients, so I do 6-month immersions. And with them now, I almost, if there's a budget constraint, I won't test first off. I'll get the rudimentary tests from Western medicine, right? But because of the cost of it, I pretty much know what's going on. I can, you know, from the Western medicine tests, you can deduce, you have a really fair direction. And then you'll get more information from the cleanse, right? Which is accurate. And you're cleansing too. So I can't put a very budget constrained client. I have to maximize what is going to give them the best good, right? What's going to get them better faster, right? Yes, clinically, I would like the results. I would like before and after, right? That's gold standard. But if you don't have the resources, this is where to spend the money. This is where you invest, right? And then the testing, go in, and then you'll have so much energy, you'll be in a great place, you'll be in amazing vibration, you'll earn more money, right? Then go and test and see what is left, right? What needs to be kind of supported, what's the truth, right? But even with live blood analysis, you can get good, barometers. It's not too expensive, right? So there are lots of ways that this combines with methods, and I think you can use it really well to really clinically treat yourself very, very well. I think it's better doing it with like guided support, and having a plan. But because of the accuracy of the output of the ZenCleanz products, you have such undisputable information that you have to go on that, right? There's a lot of times I get test results and I say, well, signs and symptoms. Wait, what is actually going on for this person? And that will help you prioritize. That's what's guiding everything, right? So to have that mixed with clinical information, plus you're getting right to the core, like the root of the essential need, right? Detoxifying the liver, clearing the gut, right? Getting to those right away, that is genius, right? While you help people feel better on top of that, right? Like, I don't know, how you found it, but with a lot of my clients in the past, they don't like doing liver cleanse. They don't like detoxing because they get headaches, they get all sorts of things, and it's not easy, and the headaches last for a long time. Whereas this, it's like the rainbow. Yes, you might get symptoms and everything, but you're going through it that day and the next days, right? And then after that, once you've had more releasing, you won't have the headaches. And then they're really gone for life. Really, you can continue to support and work through it, but you have a much more intimate understanding of what's happening in your own body. So I think that's what's needed in medicine, right? We don't educate. I spend a lot of time educating my clients, but whenever and I've just been through the medical system big time recently, and they're very keen to not tell you exactly what is happening, right? And that's not fair. So if you don't get curious with your output on ZenCleanz, right? Something's wrong, because it is fascinating. It is really fascinating. And it's your own body, right? You should be fascinated, right? What is this? What's it doing? Oh, that shouldn't be there. Oh, let's maybe make sure that isn't there. And how I think that just level of depth of wish for self-care, genuine self-care, is tied with the emotional, right? It just unifies the two so beautifully that it's really unparalleled in its potential and its action. So yeah, a huge congratulations to all of you and your team, and for the amazing support you give as well. That's incredible. Very safe, very, very safe. I have to say that too. That's held in a very beautiful container. So it's very, very much a testament to the ZenCleanz team and how it's been designed. I think is very, very important that it can marry and hold the a safe container for the incredible potency of this quantum material, because it really is, has that level to potentiate so harmoniously. That is, what's needed, because we've been given a very, very black and white. Even the functional medicine, even traditional supplements, I don't get much benefit from them, and I don't see my clients improving very fast on things, right? It's very stagnant, right? And yes, we need certain things. We may need certain supplements and certain things, right? But I'm always looking for the ones that are quantumly optimized, And now with Zen Cleanse, I'm watching it and I'm like, how much do we need? Where is this going to help that person and replace that supplement, right? And hopefully, where is that supplement not needed? That's to get to that part, and then to have something that's so intelligent, a little bit like Dr. Zach Bush's Iron Biome, right? And it's like, oh, what's it doing? Oh, but is it working on this bacteria? Is it working? It's like, no, it's reestablishing the that micro communication, the foundational communication, right? And I feel that's what Zen Cleanse is doing as well, really resetting the body back to its true humanity and the highest vitality.